Welcome to the Ascend Growth AI podcast, where we make smart growth moves with a little AI magic. I'm Teresa. Let's dive in. Today's guest is Jamie Isaacs, president of All Points PR, one of the top agencies helping franchise brands scale through integrated PR, digital, and social media strategies. Jamie has helped countless franchise brands evolve their marketing playbooks through modern growth. We're going to explore how franchise leadership is changing and how brands should be thinking differently about marketing today. So, Jamie, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks so much for having me, Teresa. Wonderful to be here.
Let's start by having you share a little bit about your journey and background.
Great. The journey professionally began on the reporting side. PR translates very well from working in the media into public relations. It's kind of the other side of the industry. I started in the reporting side in television, made my way into public relations on the client side with Hyatt Hotels Corporation. The global headquarters are in Chicago, and had that nice opportunity to work in Hyatt in the PR department. Parlayed that into an agency job that focused on the franchise industry. So learned a little bit about franchising at Hyatt, given a couple of the brands that Hyatt owns. Most specifically was Hyatt Place when I began to learn about franchising. And then, like I said, joined the agency that focused on franchising. And here we are today with our agency that focuses on franchising. While at Hyatt, I also got my MBA. I really felt like professionally, we were really, my wife and I, we would kind of make all these decisions as a team. We're moving towards starting the agency because we had seen this industry from so many different angles. And that's where we got to today. We're celebrating our 14th year as an agency. I know you're a budding entrepreneur as well, and it's a great journey. I love entrepreneurship and what that means to a business owner about our agency. But obviously the PR discipline is where I grew. I built my roots and really have mastered an expertise right now.
Okay, congratulations on 14 years. And tell us about All Points PR. What's you guys?
So we are an agency of 50 team members, a little bit heavier in the summertime because we got a couple interns, but we're based in the Chicago area in the River North neighborhood of Chicago. We've got a real cool office, like an old warehouse sort of setting where you can see the exposed brick behind me, and it's kind of consistent throughout the office with the deep woods and a real vibrant office that we remodeled when we took over the space in October of 24. We focus on the franchise industry, working both on the consumer side of their brands, helping drive more traffic, revenue, awareness to stores or to their services. And then on the franchise development side, where we focus on that entrepreneurial spirit alive within franchising, helping these brands acquire more franchisees through lead generation tactics that start with PR and go into the other aspects of our business like social, digital, content marketing. So we've really expanded the agency from a headcount standpoint over the last 14 years, but our integrated approach, blending these aspects together to give our brands a big brand feel. Agency mantra is think big, act big, present big. To give that mantra real life has been since the beginning. Then we build the team around that over the years, and we're really proud as to where we're at today. It's been a great ride, and love being able to work both sides of our clients on the consumer and development side. And that integration and campaign style thinking is where we think we separate ourselves.
Okay, no, that sounds really nice. So who are your ideal customers from a franchise side and a consumer?
We're looking for a great story to tell, and that bridges the two sides of our work together, the consumer and the franchising side of it. It's really that aspect of the business that distinguishes them from competitors in their category or the broader business world. Great storytelling is the foundation of our business, right? It's that ability to write and tell great stories. How we amplify that through the integrated approach is the secret sauce. Once you have that great story, the secret sauce comes when you can blend these things together through great storytelling. That storytelling happens in all aspects of our work, the PR, the social, the content, digital marketing. You always have to have a story that you can stand on. It's that compelling storyline that gets you attention and builds loyalty and attracts the relevant audiences and stakeholders that you seek.
Right. That makes makes sense. And so it sounds like you also help brands with marketing. Do they normally have their own marketing teams though?
In most cases, there is a marketing team in place at our clients. Now, what we do is give them somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 to 10 additional team members. We really see ourselves as an extension of our clients. When they hire us, we form usually a retainer-based relationship where we're the agency of record, so to speak. We're one with them. We never want to feel like a commoditized agency. We're really more aligned with the brand. We can elevate brand voice, elevate brand look. To say that it's marketing, yes, but our integrated PR is how we describe it. So it's an integrated PR where PR is the center of the marketing mix. The marketing mix can be made up of any aspect of marketing, right? But we feel like PR, that storytelling, that ability to write, bring words and images together is the foundation of our business. Then we build around that some aspects of what you might call traditional marketing, which could be social media, digital marketing, content marketing. Although I feel like all those lean very well into the modern PR world. You have to be able to design, you have to understand SEO, you have to understand email marketing. To be a dynamic PR firm today, you got to have a good foundation in all those. Now, if you want to be a boutique agency, maybe not. We wanted to embrace that think big, act big, present big mantra, and that's kind of how we've really been able to gain some footing.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I can imagine most franchises would want to work with one person, partner, and have them do everything except a little piece here and there, right?
Yeah, I think we bring that one-stop shop kind of feel to our clients. More importantly, we're able to be consistent across all these aspects. We can tell that story with the same sort of messaging, consistent look and feel, and really create the brand equity needed to differentiate our clients. And that's where we feel like we make a big difference, is in embracing the brand equity that's there already, but enhancing it too. And it's that brand equity that so often franchisees are buying into and your customers are seeking to be a part of. So we want to really enhance that brand equity. And I feel like to do that in a prolific way, you have to understand that people are consuming media from several different avenues today, and it's fragmented in the media industry. So if you can try to break through that fragmentation and build a cohesive campaign style approach to everything, you're able to really make a difference to our client.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And what geographic areas do you typically cover?
We're national, if not international in many cases. We form the relationship in most cases with the franchisor. Our relationship is to the franchisor. Through that relationship, we would be employed to work on, let's take the consumer side, get their franchisees PR in their local markets through their ad fund, where we may be funded through that. We have to go system-wide and get press in every franchisee market, or do social media for the entire franchise system and the brand. On the development side, we're national too. We're aiming to help our clients in their target markets where they're desiring franchise growth, or even internationally, of the ability to get a global PR strategy.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you've worked with a lot of franchise brands over the years. How have you seen the role of leadership evolve?
Today's world, you have so many more diversity in a franchise system, whether that's geographic diversity or any form of demographic makeup today really can be I don't want to call it a challenge, but it's a dynamic that leadership has to be able to transcend. And so I think when you have diversity and ownership in a franchise system, it's such a powerful opportunity to be local and behave local as a franchise owner. At the same time, as a leader, you have to be able to relate to all your different stakeholders. And I think that holds true from an ownership standpoint as well as a customer standpoint. And so real leadership can relate to a franchise system in ways that age, race, color, orientation, whatever it may be, you're able to break through that and communicate.
What do you think modern franchise leadership requires today that wasn't necessarily in the old playbook?
We're at this moment right now where I feel like we haven't had a technology moment like this since maybe the introduction of the internet to the masses, which was mid-90s. The introduction of AI to the masses is here. We haven't had a moment like this. I feel like there's this element to the business world that we're all trying to catch up to and really have an understanding of how does this affect investment in human capital? How does this affect investment in technology capital? So we've got this really dynamic moment in history where leading at a time of technology requires a lot of quick action and long-term planning in a way that sets your business in a direction that allows you to grab hold of this renaissance of technology and yet maybe doesn't eliminate positions, but maybe makes positions more productive.
Exactly. Do you find that a lot of are investing in AI?
I do. Just about every client that we work with has utilized it for both their customer facing opportunities as well as development and HR, marketing, finance. AI is in every aspect of the business world at this point and in every department that we work with too.
That's good because I feel a few years ago there's a lot of fear, so it's really nice to see that a lot of people are embracing it.
I do feel like AI has been legitimized and accepted, yeah.
How are you using AI currently in your company?
The most prominent use of AI in the agency is a thought starting moment where we might be writing a press release, an article, social media post, or an email. And we have so much data or good experience in our files of work done that we have endless opportunities to build off of our successes. If we can build off our successes, load that into the AI engines, really build a voice for our work, for our client work, and then create that thought starting moment where we're working on social calendar or we're working on a blog post or a media pitch or a press release, right? You can be much more time efficient and produce high quality work in a way that we haven't seen ever. So that's how we're using it. We've got our entire office trained on it. We are responsible with it. We've had several experts present to us and train, and we continue to do that almost on a quarterly basis, reevaluating the state of AI. It's very much a responsibility that as a leader in a marketing or PR role, you kind of grab hold of the Wild West and don't let the Wild West grab hold of you. And that's where we really put a lot of prioritization.
That's nice to hear. It's nice that you have experts come in. That's fantastic.
We do. I will say Lauren Isaacs, who is my business partner and partner in life, really the brains of the operation over here. She is a professor at Northwestern University, an adjunct professor on brand marketing, and has been teaching her students, both undergrad and master's students at Northwestern, proper AI management in a marketing world. We're blessed that she does that for us and has all these great connections to help us learn in the AI world as well.
Yeah, she's probably keeping up to speed with everything, so you're very lucky there.
And we've got a bunch of AI. I call myself a PR nerd, and I'm kind of embodying the AI nerd in myself. We've got a whole group of them that work here too. Like everyone's really trying to use it to the most responsible way.
What's working well for you in All Points PR? What are you proud of?
At this time, I'm most proud of the team that we've built. We're not a manufacturing plant. We're not a technology. We're about human capital and about hiring great people that can build strong relationships with our clients. And so I'm most proud of the team that we built. I'm most proud of our ability to retain our employees. We have one team member who's been with us 11 or 12 years, others who've been with us 9 or 10 years. We're seeing team members get married, have babies, and build lives for themselves. We're still young as an agency, 14 years, but we have a culture, and culture wins. I'm most proud of the culture. I'm most proud that our employee built a team that has helped shape the culture and is really part of the culture. We've given that license to our team members to take ownership of their work. To me, our proudest business accomplishment is building a culture and a team that wants to be here.
No, that's fantastic. And that's so important. Successful team and culture, that's what makes a business successful. I mean, you can't buy that, right? So congratulations on building that. How about what's been frustrating?
I don't want to call it frustration, but the variability of the economic climate is the current frustration. Consumerism is very strong, and our clients who are doing the consumer side, which is the majority of our clients, consumerism in America is great, but there's a lack of confidence in investment, and interest rates are high when it comes to making business investments, especially in the franchise world. The development side of our work is going very well. We have a lot of great clients on that side. we set expectations for this year. Our clients have set expectations for this year, and we're working to meet and exceed them. When growth is a huge determinant of the success of our work and the work of our clients, you have unbreakable forces out there in the economy. When someone can't get a loan, when SBA is drying up, when things are a bit unpredictable in that regard, that becomes an element to our work that is just out of our hands.
Do you find that a lot of people are hesitant to invest in a franchise and be a franchisee?
I don't think that there's a lack of inquiries or interest, actually. It's more so getting the deals through the finish line in that regard because of the loan challenges, because of real estate costs, because of just the overall investment at this point, where really you have to take a pause. You say, like, is this the right time? Whereas in your case, a transitioning professional or someone who isn't a multi-brand, multi-unit owner already with a number of investments, it's a bit more of a challenge right now to get that loan. But if you're a seasoned franchise investor, it's not as challenging. And thankfully, we get to work with all kinds of franchise business.
Yeah, I signed up for my franchise in November, and there's a certain amount of investment projected in the FDD, but with everything going on, I don't think that number's accurate anymore. And I heard SBA loans take like 6 to 12 months, so I'll have to figure that out.
Have you opened your location already?
Well, hopefully end of the year, I'm going through lease negotiations. What kind of metrics do you track on a weekly or a monthly?
Depending on the work we're doing, and we customize every approach for our clients. So there's no two clients that are the same, but we have metrics on the PR side and on the social media side, content marketing side. It ranges from things like impressions and social shares to other dynamics like ad equivalency, sentiment, key message pull through. So there's a lot of dynamic metrics in PR that we lean into. On the development side, we're looking at inquiries, cost per lead, cost per click, cost per deal, different dimensions to franchise development metrics. And then within social and digital, there's a couple other metrics that we're looking for too. In the end, right, we can all agree on this. Our clients want to make more money at their stores, or they want to sell more franchises, one of the two. If we're impacting revenue and impacting franchise deals, that's the bottom line. That's the most notable metric. And that's where we really have amazing case studies. If you look at our case studies page on allpointspr.com, you will get a sense of those elements I just mentioned: revenue, store sales, and franchise development.
Actually, you were talking earlier about the views, the engagement on social media. How do you keep up with all the algorithm changes?
That's a challenge because every quarter, every month, things just don't stay consistent, right? Like there's so many variables that come into play: the length of the campaign, the seasonality, current events, the time of the month. All these things can play into how performance goes. And certainly the Google algorithm, the TikToks, the Facebook, certainly Instagram, and all of the aspects of digital marketing and social media that are reliant on this algorithm, on their own algorithm, are things we're paying close attention to, though. Nothing is a surprise at this point, right? Like, the unknown is known. We try to maintain great relations with our contacts at all the platforms and do a lot of research and continue to read and try to stay ahead of the coming trends.
That's good. That's tough. You're keeping up with all the algorithm changes and trying to keep up with all the external changes. That's constant change. Where do you want to be 6 to 12 months from now?
So we're coming up on August, and it's a pivotal time where, 3/4 of the way through, just about, once we get through September. I hope at 3 months we're rounding the turn of the year, retaining our clients. I like to be at 95% of our clients' retention. I want to be coming into the first quarter with an economy that is full of confidence. That's not on us to force or even make happen, but we want to grab hold of a robust economy. And we want to be at the end of the first quarter having brought on at least another, I would say between now and 6 months from now, we average about 1 new client per month. I want to retain our clients, add 6 more, add a couple more team members. We have a rally call, and if you could see our office, you could understand it. And it's always been the case, even at our old space. Let's knock down a wall. So we want to knock down walls, add more desks. Could that be the case in 6 months? Very much so. As long as as we are able to retain our clients with great results, exceed expectations, and then bring on at a pace of one per month, that's where I want to be.
Yeah, that's a great goal. To find that one client per month, you use the same lead generation methods for yourself as you do for your client.
Not as much on the direct lead gen. We don't pay for digital marketing, but we do use other aspects of it. Outside of digital marketing, we are pretty consistent with the way we build our own campaign. A lot of content creation on our own socials, a lot of content creation on our own blog. We send out emails to our clients. We send out emails to potential clients. We do a lot of PR for our own selves. We're in the media almost every month, sometimes multiple times a month. And we're very involved and committed to the franchise industry in a paid relationship as well. We're attending conferences. We're sponsoring through the International Franchise Association and marketing through it. There's a lot of aspects that we do for our clients. And obviously we're more of a vendor relationship to the industry. We have that unique vantage point, but yeah, those channels are what we focus on.
If you were to start over again, what would you tell your younger self to do different?
Get some sleep. That's an honest assessment. I have no problem saying that I feared failure. People say you got to accept failure. That never rang well with me. You can learn from your failures, but I didn't want to fail. I feared failure and I didn't really accept failure. That meant long nights, sacrifices, taking trips, being on the road. It meant hustle. I think in the first 5 years, I really did not get all that much sleep. And I think my aging paid for it. Look at this hairline. It's gone. So yeah, maybe a little more sleep could have been good for my health, but I'm in relatively decent shape. I don't want to call it anxiety, but just like that emotional connection sometimes got the better of me. But we never, I didn't lose employees over it. I'm still married and everything turned out well, but I had moments of vulnerability, I guess.
Any lesson that you considered a failure, but now looking back on it?
We took on some clients that maybe weren't in our best interests, introduced new aspects of our business that we were opportunistic about that maybe we didn't need to. But I don't have a whole lot of regrets, and I don't have a whole lot of moments where I'm like, man, that was a huge learning experience and a costly one. I don't have a costly learning experience or a major F up, but there's small things along the way where you never want to stop learning. You never want to stop taking chances either, right? We really want to be a risky endeavor to some degree. You want to have a certain element of risk. You have to put yourself out there to get ahead. We've always pushed the envelope, and I'm proud of that. We are willing to introduce new aspects of our business, that we're willing to take on a client that we know isn't the sweetest of the spots, but it's still a good spot. I'm proud that we've let our employees introduce new aspects of our business. For instance, we have a franchise sales support aspect to our business where our team members are in our clients' sales processes. We've given a lot of ownership opportunities in terms of owning work and opportunity within the business to our team members, and I'm proud of that aspect. Along the way, we've taken our lumps, hired, made mistakes, taken on new clients, made mistakes. We went to conferences, spent money that were mistakes. We've done some things, but our intention is always the right one. And the intentionality of our work is always the right place. We've never strayed from integrity and intentionality.
Well, that's great. I mean, you're almost 15 years, right? And it's very successful. It's something to be very proud of.
I mentioned Lauren, my wife and business partner. Lauren lives in black and white. I can live a little bit in the gray, which is but the more entrepreneurial moment where we might not have the stars aligned, but we're going to take that step forward. We're going to push the envelope. And it's a push and pull with her, right? It's that yin and yang that we're able to be with one another and challenge each other. Even today, we're in a meeting with our team members and we're helping them plan for a presentation they're giving. We kind of butted heads and she actually got up and walked out. And I was like, no, please stay. But she knew that we weren't going to see it the same way in this moment. In that case, I was able to finish the meeting and she felt fine. She knew that integrity, intentionality would see it through, and she didn't have to be part of it and continue butting heads with me. Very uncommon, but when you have passionate owners, it happens.
What tips would you give to those who want to aspire to be a CEO of a business one day?
I hope to be there too, first of all. I've never been promoted. I'm still president and started as president. And that was intentional because I feel like presidents grind a bit more and CEOs live at 10,000 feet. If anyone's a CEO, it's Lauren. She is the visionary goal setter and creates a course for our continued growth. But I'm more the grinder as a president that comes through. In any case, I want to continue to push myself, though, and I want to continue to be a great leader to the agency. And I think when it comes to being a great leader, a CEO or a C-level executive, you have to have that patience, ability to communicate really well, know your business inside and out, understand that you have to do the job to lead the job. And I think being a hands-on CEO or president, leader is 100% necessary. You stand to lose the troops if you're not in it for the reasons that your team members are there too, and that's to win every day. And I want to show that winning spirit every day.
Yeah, that's true. I would assume as a PR organization, you guys are great at communication, right? So that probably comes very naturally to you and your wife.
I think there's dynamics at any business where you can be a pretty cruddy communicator, right? You can live in your own silo. You can not mention things that happen in a client communication that everyone should know about, but you're the only one that kind of said it or saw it. You have to have team first attitude to break through communication challenges or barriers. Barriers can be travel, vacation, lunch, bathroom. There's endless amounts. We're not work from home. We're 4 days in the office. For that reason, we have to be so collaborative. If team is prioritized, communication should be simplified. And we're always thinking about team, and I preach team.
Yeah. If people want to get in touch with you or learn more, where can they find you online?
So allpointspr.com, and there are ways to get in touch with me on several links. LinkedIn, I'm very connected on LinkedIn. Email J and then IZAKS at allpointspr.com is another great one. But I think the easiest would be LinkedIn and our website.
Well, thank you so much, Jamie. I really enjoyed our conversation.
Yeah, thank you. Hopefully I offered you and your audience some useful input. And I thank you for wanting to champion this discussion for all your guests.
Oh, thank you. And that's a wrap for today's episode. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you got value, share it, tag us, and don't forget to hit subscribe. Catch you next time on the Ascend Growth AI podcast.